Hello and welcome to the latest episode from our series of short documentaries about the books here in the Iron Library. Today we're going to be looking at alchemy, something you've most probably heard of before and probably have as an inseparable idea associated with the Middle Ages. Well, alchemy is actually much older. Some of the earliest known writings date back to the chemia, the practice of transmuting metals, as it was written about by Zosimos of Panopolis. These ideas were taken by Arab scholars such as Avicenna, and Avicenna's ideas were then communicated to European scholars such as Albertus Magnus, and their alchemia became alchimia in Latin, which is where the word alchemy comes from today. Throughout the Middle Ages and by the early modern period, it came to encompass a complex field of thought and experience, combining mysticism with speculative knowledge of nature and the experimental investigation of natural substances and matter itself. Alchemy's aim was not just gold, however, as is quite often popularized, but the discovery of the philosopher's stone, so a universal reagent that could be used to transmute, which is to say heal or purify, imperfect and diseased substances. So efforts to discover the philosopher's stone were known as the alchemist's magnum opus, their great work, such as this account here. This is by an author known as Basilius Valentinus. With its hoped-for healing properties, the philosopher's stone was also something that became very sought after by physicians. They called it the panacea, and this is an example here of a text by Paracelsus, where he argued that the physician's quest in alchemy was more noble than the other alchemists and their search for gold. And the 15th century development of the printing press by Gutenberg here made alchemical writings available to a broader audience, but even then it was only for the initiated. Success could have been lucrative, and so alchemists formed highly secretive groups writing in symbols and codes and allegories. And the symbols here are of astrological origin, and they represent both the planets and also metals. So what you might have noticed over the course of this video is that the books that I've been showing are particularly small. There are a couple of reasons for this. Firstly, the main reason is that printing and ink and paper were very expensive back in the 16th and 17th centuries when these books were being published. A second possible reason for this is also the work of the alchemists themselves. They were occultists, they were secretive, they experimented with fire and materials, they made color, they did everything to make themselves look like sorcerers and heretics. And perhaps because they expected a visit from the Spanish Inquisition, they made the books small so they could be more easily hidden. It's also a reason why alchemists quite often wrote under aliases. And so Basilius Valentinus is a fiction, and there's a lot of speculation about who he was, one of them possibly being a Franciscan monk. And there is also this book here, which was allegedly written by a Bernard of Trevisan, and again, nobody knows who it might be, although there's a lot of speculation. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.